Hi, and welcome to The Right Hook. I'm Susan T., and together we'll be exploring easy but effective techniques you can use to make your writing stand out. There'll also be an opportunity at the end of the video to try out your skills on what we covered. So let's get started. At least 80% of the time, I can identify whether the author of a piece is a man or a woman, because when men write, they tend to do this thing more often than women. Men tend to take risks. Their writing has an edge that's designed to elicit a reaction. So if you find a phrase that stands out over a landscape of perfectly shaped prose based on a particular formula, the chances are that it was written by a man rather than by a woman. I'm speaking here in generalities. Of course, women take risks when they write, and we'll see a couple of examples of that later on. But when I compare a woman's style of writing to a man's, women tend to remain in the safe zone. Pause the video and take a moment to read these two sentences. Would you say the author took any creative risk? I wouldn't. This excerpt keeps me at a safe distance from anything exciting. With risky writing, I put myself out on a ledge. But keep in mind that introducing a cleverly written sentence does more than make a grab for attention. It carries the message forward more efficiently than a benign treatment that requires a lot more work to bring the audience where the writer wants to take them. This reworked snippet uses a couple of devices to put the edges on the passage we read in the previous slide. Let's look at a few ways that writers can take risks when they write. Be cheeky. You can be a rascal when you write, as long as you're not out to offend and you're not courting danger for its own sake. Now, in this wonderfully crafted sentence, the writer has delivered a withering blast that not only jabs a knife in the movie he's reviewed, he's also let the audience know that the film is part of a franchise and where it falls in the series, and he's passed judgment on the franchise. So by taking creative risk, the writer has expediently delivered a lot of news that otherwise would have taken a paragraph. Make me laugh. Sometimes a sentence will come at us with an insight that pokes fun at the conventional. The writer in this example is comfortable with using humor to make their point. The joke comes at us when we don't expect it, handing us a memorable setup. Pique my curiosity. Tap into my urge to know more by moving beyond the comfort zone. Be a daredevil and draw me in with a teaser that leaves me wanting to know more. In this example, the author of an article has rolled the dice by not including the name of the person he's writing about in his lead sentence. He's fueled my interest, and now I'm waiting for the big reveal. Grip me with precision. Fill your explanations and descriptions with jewels to form a dazzling mosaic. Carefully chosen small points of data in this example proceed with the rhythm of a drumbeat. The details are compelling because they're so insistent. They're layered on top of each other like tears on a wedding cake, leaving me hungry for the rest of the article. Surprise me. Keep me on my toes. Throw in a metaphor, an analogy, a turn of phrase when I don't expect it. In this example, you'll notice that the reference to a soft-boiled egg, an analogy we didn't see coming, conveys the unusually long length of the song Bohemian Rhapsody, while signaling that this masterpiece defies convention, and so should the writing that explores it. So let's review what we covered in this session. Experiment with taking risks when you write. Play around with different techniques you can use to give your writing an edge. We looked at a few of those devices, but as you become more at ease with venturing out, you'll find others. And at the same time, keep in mind that your witty phrases should be an expediency. They can help you bypass drawn-out descriptions and ponderous explanations to help you carry your audience swiftly through your piece. So let's give it a try. Try your hand at taking creative risk here. Take a moment to read this compound sentence and then pause the video to see if you can give it more spark while preserving the author's intent. With the vampire analogy, the rewrite has introduced an element of risk. Will the editor buy it? Well, it depends on the voice of the publication and also the intended audience. But at least the writer has waded into new waters to make the passage rock. Train yourself to look for chances to take measured risks in your writing. Don't take the easy way out. Regardless of your gender identity, experiment with pushing the boundaries. Write bravely and be bold. If you want to share comments, questions, or even writing samples, contact me at thewritehook123@gmail. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you at my next video.